Welcome to the second game of the semifinal championships of the Berwyn Heights Men's League basketball, the season 1987. This game is going to pit the dark blue team led by Ken Moltz against the green team led by Jay McCarl. This contest, both these teams come in with, well, let's see, Jay McCarl's record at this point, 7 and 7. And Moltz's team
at 6 and 9.
6 and 9. Once again, Kenny Adrian with me here, and Steve Cuppy on statistics, and a lot of fans sitting here with us on the bench.
I think you can cut the tension in the gym with a knife. Why don't we go down the starting lineups?
I say one other thing. Rich Myers on camera, doing his usual good job on the clock. Mike Rosenthal and Tom Wolf on the scorebook. Now we're ready to go. The officials for tonight's game: Bob Chiera, Jim McGinnis, and Brian McNeil. Okay, let's review the starting lineups. For dark blue, we'll have John Marshall in center, Kenny Moltz and Rick Berry at forward, John Heiser and Donnie Mitchell at guard. Starting for the green team, Jay McCarl at center, Rob Ingerson, Mike Dunn at forwards, Bill Davis and Danny Gore at guard. There are no benches in this game, so I guess we're just looking at it right here, now.
Let's check our bench scoring graphic. There is none.
So this should be an interesting contest. We'll see what kind of pace it takes on with absolutely no reserves.
Battle of attrition here.
True. Plus, we also should mention that John Heiser playing on a knee that he injured in the last game that they played. Green team out and running. Quickly 2-0.
Nice pass by Bill Davis to Mike Dunn for the first 2 of the game.
Well, this dark blue 5 that's on the floor right now proved very effective over the last couple of games. Playing real well as a team, especially their guard play coming out of Rick Berry and Donnie Mitchell both been playing extremely well lately. Well, as has Kenny Moltz, of course, playing strong inside. Just like that.
I'll tell you, this green club is missing big Jim Weisgerber there, space eater in the middle, and that is going to really pose a problem for them defensively against Marshall and Moltz, the M&M boys.
Certainly is. And I'll tell you another thing too, is the blue squad missing Ed Baird, who also was a lot of bulk inside for them. So it's just sort of go with what you got, I guess.
I guess we can ask the question, where's the beef?
Oh, brother. Offensive line back. No, and it won't drop. Kenny Moltz with another rebound.
Well, this green team won a thriller yesterday to advance against Bill Love's White Club, and here they are, hoping to stay alive today.
I give my squad a lot of credit. They played a real tough game. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't quite squeak out that last basket.
Well, you got to give some credit here to the green team. They just played a super game.
Oh, sure. I'm not denying that for a second. 4-2 with 5:35 left in this game. Green team with a 2-point advantage. I think one of the keys to the Blues' success is Donnie Mitchell's ability to move the ball around. We noticed in the last game they played, he was very mobile on offense and kept them moving quite a lot, which in turn, of course, pulls that defense out and gives Kenny Moltz the opportunity to score underneath, which is is one of their most effective weapons. Gives them their big men some room to do some things underneath.
There's no question about that. Mitchell is the real only creator on offense. He's got to have a good game for them to win.
Well, there's a little more of that too, in that Rick Berry has been shooting very well from a long distance lately. So
steal and layup by Mitchell.
Oh my goodness, and it doesn't go in.
What you were just talking about, Donnie Mitchell out on the break.
Big rebound by John Marshall. John Marshall, 11.9 rebounding average per game this year, and
that was good for third best in the league.
Obviously contributing the majority of the board strength. Oh, and my goodness, a late arrival. Big Jim Weisgerber. So this could get interesting.
Well, that's a big plus for this green squad. He doesn't know what bench to go to. Oh, he's found it out now.
I guess we could call it a wise surprise.
I understand. If I may take a moment to point out some of the players our fans might want to watch for. We mentioned Donnie Mitchell averaging 14 points a game. Kenny Moltz is the leading scorer on that blue team, averaging 15-3 a game. Mike Dunn with 4 points early. For the green team, J. McCarl, their spiritual and physical leader, at 14 a game. And Jimmy Weisgerber, the late arrival, averages 12.
The right place at the right time.
Well, there's a strength of that blue team. They get a lot of offensive rebound baskets. Mike Dunn did a good job forcing John Marshall out a step too far, but there was Kenny Moltz to clean up the garbage.
Robbie's scratching his arm. I wonder if that finely tuned instrument is a little off tonight.
Well, you just heard Kenny Moltz as he came down the court, as Rick Barry was hurrying, saying, our game, our game. What that means is slow it down. Let's get into the half-court offense.
They certainly are rushing it a little bit. Now they're going to slow it down.
Again, they want to control tempo. They only have 5. They know that. They play it very smart. Ken Moltz has done a great job with this team.
Right inside.
I'll tell you, when they get the ball down low like that, it's lights out. You can put it in the book. Katie, bar the door.
Something about butter getting cold or something like that.
The refrigerator door is closed. The milk's getting cold. The butter's getting hard.
Holy my goodness. Long range.
Rainbow Bill Davis. I think he's got his rainbow trunks on tonight, Bill.
Bill the Idol Davis.
Billy Idol Davis.
I never quite put it together that way.
Moltz powering to the basket, misses.
Oh, but Danny lost control of it. Danny Gore lost control of it.
Even though Moltz missed that shot, that's exactly what they want to accomplish on offense.
1:43 left in the first quarter. The game is deadlocked at 8 apiece. Look at these offensive rebounds that Kenny Moltz is getting. He's just got a way of appearing underneath. I'll tell you what, if your forwards aren't very keyed into where he is all the time, he'll kill you underneath.
Well, Moltz, very strong player, knows how to be active inside. He's also got some quickness. Mike Dunn just cannot take him. That's an M&M. That's a mismatch.
Already with 5 rebounds in the contest, Kenny, 3 of those coming off the offensive boards. Sinks his free throw. So with the bucket and the free throw, it's now 11-8 in favor of the blue team.
By the way, that was our first foul in the contest.
Not exactly sure where that pass was going, but luckily for Green, the defense got a hand on it.
A little bit of sloppy ball handling there. They got lucky. Another rebound for Mr. Moltz. Number 6 already in the first quarter. Good interior reaction by Green. They noticed that Moltz was down low. Marshall tried to get it to him, but they swarmed. 3 players surrounded him and knocked the ball away.
Green team is playing what amounts to about a 2-3 zone defense. Really, probably a 2-on-2. Trying to counteract that strong front line play, I guess.
Well, they just cannot let them get 2 and 3 shots.
No.
They have any hope to win the ball game.
Blue, of course, lining up in the similar defense, the 2-1-2. They've been playing that all year. Jay with a little bit of a frustration reach, I think, on that one.
Agreed. They're getting pretty good shots. That was a pretty good shot by Mike Dunn. They had one earlier from Ingerson. Just didn't fall. But they're going to get those shots. They'll be okay offensively. Now they've got to do something about the boards here.
8 seconds left in the quarter.
Oh, what a pass.
Beautiful pass. No, and that won't count.
Johnny Marshall to Ken Moltz for the last 2 points of the quarter.
Well, so at the end of the first quarter, it's 15-8 in favor of that blue team. And I'll tell you what, I think if I was Jay, I would get Jim Weisgerber in the game real quick to help try to counterbalance that big front line. Kenny Moltz in the first quarter alone with 7 rebounds. He has more than the entire green team combined. So I think it would be to their advantage, certainly, to get Jim Weisgerber in there and provide that board strength. Jim Weisgerber with a 13.1 rebounding average was the second highest rebounder in the league this year. So I think that's the case because as far as turnovers are concerned, they're basically evenly matched, 1 for blue, 2 for green, and I don't think that's much of a factor yet. And Jim Weisgerber's getting out and stretching a little bit. So I think this is going to even the sort of physical presence on the floor out a little bit, if you will. And I think Green will be able to match up a little bit better. But 15-8, now 7 points in the first quarter, that doesn't mean too much as far as I'm concerned. They can come back from that with no problem.
Well, the key here for Green is to continue to get the good shots on offense, but you're right. They need Weisgerber badly. He's here now. Let's see if he can't do something about this rebounding deficit. When you get out rebounded 2-1, you cannot win the basketball game.
You know, this blue team, their record is deceptive. While they came out in a very shaky start and lost a lot of games at the beginning of the season, and everybody was proclaiming that they had no guards and they simply weren't going to be able to function properly and they were big and slow. But as the season wore on and Donnie Mitchell seemed to get more and more confidence in his game, and Rick Barry's jump shot, he's got a very nice jump shot as he was out. Has managed to get that back in tune. I think their guard tandem has become very effective. So that, and combined with their strong front line team, has made them one of the most effective teams coming down the stretch, having won, I believe, their last 4 or 5 games in a row.
Give a lot of credit there to Kenny Moltz. He got everybody to know what their role was, told everybody what was going to happen. They made it happen, and here they are battling in the 3rd round of the playoffs.
So they're immediately trying to get the ball down to Wise, so I think you're going to see that their strategy is to take it inside. Strength against strength.
Very smart move.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't think that shot needs comment.
Only Gore for 2.
Well, he's a pretty good stationary jump shooter, and they did a good job of moving the ball there. Ingerson penetrated, got it back out. Smart play.
Immediately Wise's presence is felt. I've got to ask the question, though, why Jay doesn't at times seem to put what appear to be his strongest lineup on the floor, especially when you're trailing the game. I would think that you'd want to put that on the floor, and I'm speaking directly of himself, who's the biggest offensive tool, especially with Wise back in the game, that tandem of sort of inside, outside, through the middle. Get those 2 guys together to try and get back into the game, and then, start to fool around a little bit more.
Weisgerber with the block. That's an excellent observation, leaving himself open for the second guess. Rick Barry on a fine left-hand move. I haven't seen that all year.
It's playoff time. Magical things happen.
Enough said.
Oh, my. Robbie Ingerson from far away.
Dial 9, long distance. That was a different area code.
Reminds me of a song by that beach music group in Carolina, Faraway Places. I believe it's the Embers, the Fabulous Embers.
I'm not familiar with that one. You want to enlighten me on that one?
Well, I'm just watching Robbie Ingerson shoot the ball. Reminds me of that song entitled Faraway Places.
I understand.
Another rebound, Ken Moltz. Kenny's out. Started out like a house of fire in this game, we'll see. But with only 5, it's that fatigue factor. No.
There's a good call by official McGinnis. Now here's that substitution scheme that you talked about. McCarl and Weisgerber on the floor at the same time. this is probably their best lineup.
Although I'm not sure I would have pulled Bill Davis at this point.
Well, he just hit the side of the backboard and missed everything on consecutive shots. Not a bad substitution, in my opinion.
That's true when you look at it that way. Donnie Mitchell slipping inside for 2 points.
Kenny Moltz with the great recognition pass hit a wide open Mitchell. Defensive breakdown.
5:16 left in the second quarter. Score 19 for dark blue and 12 for green. They are moving the ball around. Now, I'm not so sure why. Oh my goodness, dribbles off his foot. Jay appeared to have the open shot right there and instead gave it up to Danny Gore for a baseline jumper, which I'm sure he wasn't quite ready to shoot.
That was a
I
mistake.
question that a little bit.
That was a mistake. McCarl needs to shoot the ball in that situation. He's a good shooter, and he was open.
Jay's a great shooter, and it's his best spot, too, is coming right to the hole like that.
Look at Kenny Moltz fight for position. John Marshall lobbed it over McCarl's head. Moltz held off, made the catch, and made a tough shot. Superior. That was Marshall's 4th assist of the first half. Might have been a step out of his range. I think he might have been in Brentwood on that one.
Uh-oh. A little dissension out on the floor on that green team. I think they're trying to get their offensive game plan straight out. Oh, my goodness. And they continue to go inside.
Mr. Moltz reminded me of that Cedric Maxwell of the Boston Celtics a few years ago. Hang around the basket, good things will happen to you.
Cedric Maxwell?
The trash man.
Oh, I see. I'm sort of liking him. Oh, and timeout blue. They want to get a little bit of a rest. Shades of Dave Cowens almost.
Well,
John Pannone. Some of those great.
Well, he's got a little. I think he's got a little bit of all those guys in him. And you put that composite together, you've got a fine basketball player. They've got blue out to a 9-point lead right now. They've got about 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Here's a part in the game where green needs to maintain. You can't let blue get up on you. The reason I say that is they have a very strong inside rebounding team, and when you're chasing, you need to get some offensive rebounds, and I don't think the green team can rely on that. They've got to stay close and get some better shots and get back into this game right now. They don't want to be 10 points down going into the locker room, although we don't have any locker rooms here.
True. I wonder if they'll come out of the zone defense or remain in that zone defense.
Yesterday in their second round game, they were behind by 8 points playing a zone defense. They came out with a man-to-man defense, seemed to change their fortunes, got them a little bit more active and really helped them. You may see them go to that. In fact, you've got them going to it right now. Good call, Mr. Love. Looks like they're playing some pretty good defense.
This will be an interesting matchup because when they go into this defense, John Marshall's tendency to play out. Oh my goodness, John Heiser gets two. They are just all of them pounding it down low.
As soon as I said bad shot, he made up for it with a smart hustle play.
As I was saying before, with John Marshall's tendency to set up high on offense, it's pulling Wise away from the boards, which he was very reluctant to do. So we'll see if Blue can recognize that seam and take advantage of it.
Good point.
Meanwhile, two more by the green team, scored 25-16 in favor of dark blue. 3:06 left in the second quarter, I'm sorry.
Mike Dunn with a rebound. He also has 8 of their 16 points. Good pass, Ingerson.
Oh, beautiful pass. Beautiful pass.
Led directly to the bucket. Give him the assist.
Give him the A, the big A.
Absolutely.
Got the mo going.
You're not kidding. You're talking. We're going now.
My goodness gracious, they're just abusing that front line. I'm not.
Looked like a slipper man there, just going right around, slicing home, making the layup.
Frustrating. You know, one thing that you mentioned the game that we had played against Jay's team, and in that game, Michael Dunn came out just he was on fire in that game, much the way Kenny McTurk in the previous game that just played was, and that he hit his head. Well, the whole team was shooting a very good percentage point, but I think the point is that they need Michael Dunn in this game. They have got to run on 5 cylinders, just like we were talking about this Wolfpack team. And I think they're all a little tentative right now.
Scored 17 points yesterday in that second round battle. None of the three officials could determine who the ball went off of. We're going to jump it.
9-point lead with 2:04 left in the second period. Controlled by Green. Oh my goodness. Strong rebound by Michael Dunn. Stay within it. Stay. Oh my goodness. And they got Michael Dunn going over the back of Kenny Moltz.
Very good call. Official right on top of the play saw Dunn reach and grab. Jay McCarl seems to be rushing his shot a bit here. He needs to relax, take a deep breath, go out and just shoot the ball naturally.
This is a very experienced officiating crew for this particular game. We have some of the bigger.
That's not his shot. Weisgerber immediately finds the open man, cleans the glass, doing what he does best.
As I was saying earlier, that they arranged for only the most experienced of the officials to come and do these playoff games. And I think it's good to see people like Bob Chiera out here, reffing, who obviously has a lot of experience through the university system and so forth, to come and help out for these games. We appreciate their help.
One of the best officials in the league.
And there's that shot. There's that Michael Dunn shot that's just got to start going.
Boy, you got to make that. You're wide open from 10.
Oh my goodness gracious. Jay McCarl with his third personal foul.
Big play. Mark it down. 109. Hey, Mr. Weisgerber, we'll do the announcing. You do the playing out there.
Well, they're a little...
I noticed that Jimmy was selling tickets before the game as well.
So they're in a little bit of a trouble here. They put Jay down on the bench with left in the first half.
Almost have to.
Oh, no question about it. No question about it. Be disastrous to pick up his fourth. And as you know, in these games, anything can and does happen. John Marshall shooting 62% on the year. Makes his first shot. Again, this dark blue team, as an average, reasonable, I mean, for this league, reasonable, but nothing spectacular. I mean, all right around 50%. So you say, well, 1 out of 2 chances again. They might be thinking about how to get them in a position to put them on the line again this game. Oh, and Bill Davis hits a nice, pretty little jumper.
First bucket of the game. Along those lines, the blue team has made all 3 of their free throws this afternoon.
Yes. You know what they say when it got away with a little bit of walk on that play, I'm afraid.
Boy, he showed good upper body strength as he muscled it home right over Weisgerber.
Yes,
you don't see that happen very often. Johnny Heiser's playing a fine game out there. He's got 6 points, and he's give him a couple of points for courage out there. You can tell he's hurt. That's not Marshall's shot. He's not going to do anything on the move like that. He's better off facing the basket or turning in and going up strong.
12 seconds. 5, 4. They're going to get off one shot here. And it will not go.
Not very good execution. There's the end of the first half.
Score, 33 for dark blue and 22 for green. Quickly, we'd like to review with you some of the halftime statistics, and we'll do that when we come back. Back at halftime, we're going to review the statistics. Kenny, how's it look shaping up after the first half of play?
Well, the thing that jumps out at you here is the first half performance by Kenny Moltz. Just extraordinary. Scored 17 points on 8 for 10 shooting, grabbed 9 boards, 17 of his team's 33 points. Johnny Heiser, not expected to be much of a contributor today on that bad leg, scored 6 points to help him out. On the other side of the ledger, for the Green Club, Mike Dunn has scored 10 points, Bill Davis 6. But, you know, the thing that really jumps out here, Jim Weisgerber hasn't scored, and Jay McCarl has scored just 2 points and is in serious foul trouble. With an 11-point lead going into the second half, the Big Blue squad has to continue to hammer it inside to Moltz and Marshall, and the green team has to play catch-up, and the only way to do that is to obviously shoot a little better. They shot 11 for 28 in the first half. That's not going to cut it. The Big Blue machine, 15 for 30, 15%, just an outstanding performance.
Well, we'll see what adjustments they make as they come back in. At the half, there have been no blue.
That is correct.
Let's review our statistics here.
That is correct.
There are no team fouls on the blue team.
0. What he failed to point out is, however, there were only 3 personal fouls on his club.
It's not a brutally physical game like some that we've seen. My goodness, they can't throw it in the ocean, it seems. But I think that'll change around.
Well, they are a street shooting club. Let's see what they can do here. Oftentimes, comebacks are keyed on the defensive end. There you saw Ingerson creating an opportunity for himself. And here comes the pressure.
Well, look, they're now in a, you might notice defensively that they have, green team has switched to a pure man-to-man. Bill Davis on the foul.
Moltz again, inside power, scores and is fouled.
An official timeout.
What's going on here, Bill? I don't understand.
Well, Jay, I think took a little bit of a shot to the face. They were just letting him catch his breath a little bit, seeing if he's okay.
There you go.
Kenny Moltz getting it all to work today.
Blue team perfect from the line today, 4 out of 4.
They remain in their 2-1-2 defense.
And why not? It's been effective.
Sure, absolutely. Keeps them out of foul trouble. Oh boy, let's see if Rob Ingerson starts to light it up.
They're going to need that kind of shooting. Maybe he can warm to the task.
Well, you know these guys can be very streaky, so they could shoot themselves right back into this game real quick. 10-point lead for the blue team with 6:53 left in the game.
And that's a poor shot.
It almost went. That was
Great
a nice
pass
try.
and a nice try by Robbie Ingerson. Rick Barry did a bad thing last trip down. 1 pass and a shot. That's not the blue team's game. Coach Moltz will not be happy with that.
No, they're going to have to simply be patient. And once again, John Heiser knifing through the middle.
I'll tell you, that's impressive.
Well, they're certainly taking advantage of the inside, I'll tell you. Putting on a little bit of a clinic out there with these backdoor cuts and the give and go. And my goodness. Weak side rebounding, they're doing it all.
Absolutely.
Consequently, they've stretched that lead out to 12, and here they come to make it 14. Oh, not this time.
No, I think they're trying to do a little too much with the ball there. John Marshall trying to create something that wasn't there. Boy, I think Jay's got to rise up and take that little 12-footer.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I don't know why he's hesitant. He's a good shooter from there.
That was good defense by John Marshall.
What?
I think he's got John Heiser on a reach, and it's a good call.
I believe you're right. It was a reach on John Heiser. For the shot. Bill Davis from 20.
Maybe the outside bombers of this green squad can get him back in.
Well, maybe that's true if you've got the hot hand. Lots of ways to get 2 points. Oh my goodness gracious, they're getting every roll now. They just continue to have their big men come out and draw that defense out, and those guards are cutting down low and just chopping them up underneath.
The point can be made, though, that they are getting the ball inside and getting the good shots.
Absolutely. But again, I say that starts with a mobile offense. You've got to move without the ball in order to pull your defense around a little bit.
You made a good point that the big men are drawing them out, and they are doing that, and they're able to see over that defense.
Sure, and I tell you another thing: if they're going to remain in a man-to-man, then that's one of the drawbacks to being in that defense. If your people are going to do that, they might consider at this point going to somewhat of a different defense, and that you could maybe zone it up, start to apply some kind of combination D or something like that.
Well, it's easy for us to sit over here. I don't know if we're going to do a little coaching or not today, but let's see what they do.
Well, my point is that you've got to do something to discourage. You've got to do something to discourage them, and also, you know, not let them think that they can just continue to score inside. It's a jump ball.
That is a jump ball situation. Let's see if the referees get it.
Jump ball? Yes.
Referee Bob Chiera taking charge here.
Jump ball. Jump ball. Jump ball. Jump ball.
They've sorted it out finally.
But to continue my point, if you're going to have your guards down constantly scoring on the inside like that, it's very disheartening. You've got to, you know, get some fire back into your defense and get a couple trips down the floor where they don't score.
Well, we have mentioned that.
Oh, boy.
Can't afford that. We have mentioned that the way to get back into this game is to pick it up on the defensive end, create some turnovers, really put some pressure on. They're not going to do it by trading buckets.
Yeah. I'm just not sure that at this point a man-to-man defense is the right vehicle to do that.
There's that cut by the guard you mentioned.
I know it, right in that 5-foot circle around the basket. Oh, and there we go.
Nice pass and shot. Jay McCarl keeping his balance.
Cuts the lead.
Fed him beautifully.
Cuts the lead to 10 with 3:56 left in the third quarter. Yeah, Bill Davis from behind.
That's almost an automatic, 9 times out of 10. Danny Gore will check in. They'll give Mike Dunn a breather.
Still 1-1. Nice cut. So got away with a little bit of a walk there.
Marshall did a smart thing last time down by rolling to the hoop.
Yep. We have an official timeout.
Looks like
I think Jay
got whacked.
Oh yeah, Jay got whacked in the nose, all right.
And his fiance is concerned.
The call was on.
I believe we had an over-the-back foul on Robbie Ingerson as he tried to crash the board.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not sure that this green team is trying to solve this puzzle. With 3:18 left in the game, it's not too late to start to try some strategy to alter the flow, the momentum, the pattern of the game. It's just like you said a little earlier, to come down and trade buckets is simply not going to do anything. You've got to put something into this game that's going to change the way it's being played.
Well, if I can make an analogy, you said something about the pattern of the game. There's a saying in tennis, change a losing game. If you're staying back on the baseline, come to the net. If you're getting burned by coming to the net, try some lobs. Well, you have to do the same thing in basketball. You have to go out there and maybe trap a little bit, maybe extend your defense, 3/4, full court, just to do something to change the way your luck is going, because you can't trade buckets. And if they continue on this route, it's going to be 12 points with 3 minutes to go in the game instead of in the quarter.
Absolutely. They certainly don't need to do that kind of thing.
Well, those kind of mistakes will lose a lead quicker than anything.
Michael Dunn with a good strong move inside.
Let's see if we can't get one of our assistants to go check on Jay McCarl's status.
Oh, here's.
See if we can't get an injury report on him.
That'll be green ball.
Good defensive hustle by Kenny Moltz, running the length of the floor to break it up. Boy, he's played a good game.
Have a chance here to cut the lead. Got a chance to cut the lead to 8 here. Green team.
We understand that Jay McCarl suffered a bloody nose. He's expected to return.
Oh, and there's a costly turnover. And here they come again after a turnover, a walk by Donnie Mitchell underneath. Gives the ball back to Green.
Boy, those turnovers really hurt. They had the numbers.
John Heisel with a reaching foul.
That's his second personal.
Turnovers even in the game so far, 6 apiece. And the rebounding start to balance out a little bit.
Well, I don't know. The blue team has a 20-14 edge. That's still substantial.
My goodness gracious.
That was from 24 feet, ill-advised.
Far away places. You never heard that song, huh?
It sounds like a good one, but I've never heard it.
Keep working, John. Keep working.
Maybe before the shot. Before the shot.
There you have Kenny Moltz again making a smart play. John Marshall's defender had his back to him. Moltz hit him with position out of frustration after missing. Marshall fouls.
But they're just unable to cut into this 10-point lead. They've been 3 times. Oh my goodness!
What an acrobatic shot by Danny Gore
What
over
a
the
shot by
defense.
Danny. My good, he looked like Michael Jordan on that shot, altering it in midair.
Boy, that showed some athletic talent.
Certainly did. Well, here we go now. Chance to cut it to 6. There's a frustration.
All right,
pure and simple.
Here, I think we have a mistake by the officials. Robbie Ingerson reached around from behind Donnie Mitchell, and they had been calling that consistently on the other team. They've got to stay with that call. It would have been a good call, and now they get Rick Barry on a makeup call.
104 left in the quarter, 42-34, the dark blue team. Oh my God, I see a definite momentum swing here, and also the blue team, if they're not careful, could find themselves starting to approach a little foul trouble.
And fatigue. Mr. Mo on the side of the green here. Let's see what happens.
Oh, good shot by Rick Barry. And one you don't usually see, a jump shot.
Tough shot under pressure and a big one. I think the intensity's picked up here.
Yes, it definitely has. My goodness gracious.
They needed it, and they got it from Ingerson. Some sharp shooting here from Robbie Ingerson and Bill Davis.
44-38 blue. 13 seconds left. They'll play for the last shot. Wise with the rebound. 5 seconds left. Oh, Bill Davis. Oh, and it goes!
At the buzzer, you can count it. The officials say yes. Bill Davis, realizing that he had a second left, shoveled over to Mike Dunn, who on the run scored the bucket, and we've got ourselves a ball game.
44-40, and then going into the fourth quarter. I'd like to take a chance to do a little interview with Don Firestein. Donnie's one of our got to back up a little bit? I'm sorry. They were 2 big guys, right? Donnie's one of our first-year players that came in, and we're glad to have you in the league now. Donnie, how'd you enjoy your first year in the men's league?
It was a great time. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to next season. I can tell you that much, Beamer.
Well, I know you guys, you had a kind of frustrating year. Your squad was eliminated in the first round along with us, so don't feel too bad. But I know that you contributed a lot. Donnie was a leading rebounder for the league, and certainly played hard all year. I hope you had a good time, and we look forward to you coming back next time.
You'll see me next year, B.
One thing I'd like to say also is that Donnie's been participating in the Boys and Girls Club as a coach, and we'd like to thank him for his participation in that.
Hey, no problem. Now, that $5,000 will come in real handy, B.
All right, Donnie. Thanks a lot.
Donnie's one of the real characters in the league. Well, are we on?
Yes, we are.
Okay, let's talk about what might transpire here in the fourth period. The green team has used some long shooting to get themselves back in this game, and I think more than that is the fatigue factor has reared its ugly head here for the big blue machine. They've scored just 7 points in the third quarter. Or excuse me, they've scored 11 points in the third quarter, but they gave up 18, and they may be tiring. We'll see what happens here in the fourth quarter. Now they've overcome some small leads going into the fourth period in their last couple games. Let's see if they can hold on to one.
I haven't seen Jay enter the gym again yet. I hope he's all right. And Green controls the tap, so they have a chance now to cut the lead to 2. Green ball. Retains possession. Blue staying in their 2-3, 2-1-2. Oh my goodness. John Marshall.
As so often happens, it's the luck of the bounce. John Marshall went up too soon for the rebound. It caught front iron, came right to Weisberger. He went up strongly and got fouled. And it is blue team now in the bonus after not committing a single personal in the first half.
Jimmy Weisgerber, a 52% free throw shooter on the year.
Jimmy has problems with concentration. He can shoot these free throws, but he just doesn't stay in there enough. Missed them.
Oh my goodness, Michael Dunn.
Look at Mike Dunn sort himself.
They are just simply taking every advantage here.
Well, a play like that can really spur a team. Let's see
and
what happens.
Coachless, besides, no coach on the sideline.
Oh, what an effort.
Where is Jay McCarl?
It's playoff time, you can tell.
Oh my goodness.
Block.
There he is. There he is. Still working hard.
Said it before, I'll say it again. You hang around the basket, good things happen to you. Moltz scores again from close range.
46-42, Blue. 7:10 left in the last quarter.
I got away with a
straight to the
walk
hole.
there, right
Oh my goodness, beautiful play. Right to Wise for the easy 2 points.
I think this Green team realized that they were facing elimination and said, hey, let's do something about it.
Certainly have definite switch in the momentum. Once again, Kenny Moltz.
I sound like a broken record,
You do.
but hey, let's give the man some credit. Now, Mitchell missed that shot badly. He was not square, did not go up strong. Can't shoot like that.
Oh boy, here they go, here they go.
That's the way you shoot that jumper.
Yeah.
Get your feet together, square up to the hoop, follow through, and knock it down. String music, Robbie Ingerson.
48-46, dark blue. And Rick Berry there when Kenny Moltz isn't. So I tell you, when you're hitting the offensive boards as strong as this blue team is, they have got to get this blue team off the offensive board.
Well,
These second shots are just killing them.
No question about the assignment for the Green Club. Keep them off glass.
Robbie Ingerson for 2 more. But you know what they say, live by the jump shot, die by the jump shot. I don't know, though, in this particular situation.
It's got him back in the game.
Certainly has. You know,
Leap and Leaner, shades of Hot Rod, Hunley, Rick Berry.
my goodness gracious.
What can you say about a shot
Well,
like
it's
that?
playoff time, and like I said, magical things do happen.
Oh, we've got ourselves a good one here, Bill.
Timeout, dark blue.
Kenny Moltz is going to call timeout. He's going to help the officials by saying timeout blue. Thank you, Ken.
52-48, dark blue with 5:26 remaining in the 4th quarter. Well, Kenny, I sense a definite momentum switch, and that this Green team is fired up, and they can see that they can make things happen out there and win this ball game. But I saw a little trace of Blue starting to lose their poise, but then they pound the offensive boards 3 straight times, get 3 second shot opportunities, convert all 3, and they've pushed that margin right back up to 4 and have stayed comfortable, even keeping away the long distance barrage, the onslaught by Robbie Ingerson. So I think that with 5:26 left in the game, this Green team has got to realize that they have got to prevent these second shots. They've got to keep these guys off the boards.
Well, I think it's anybody's game at this point. Green has done a great job getting themselves in position. Blue has to execute better on offense. They are staying ahead by getting offensive rebounds, but you can't count on that. If somehow they, no problem. Somehow they don't keep up the offensive rebound pressure and Green gets a few more opportunities, we got a nail biter.
Let's see if we can find out further word on Jay McCarl's status.
See if he's going to come back.
Okay, Green still remaining in a man-to-man. John Marshall posting up very high.
Well, I wouldn't call that a post, but he's certainly high. That's a good call. That's a good call.
Oh,
Turnover.
Costly turnover.
Moltz not expecting the pass.
A little low.
Timeout may have cooled him. Good play by Gore to get it to him wide open.
Picking up their defense high. Good man-to-man defense by this green team.
That's the way to play it.
Good movement by the blue team, though. There's that long shot. Oh, not again. Oh, my goodness. What a pass by John Heiser.
Presence of
My
mind.
goodness.
Johnny Heiser made a nice offensive rebound and then a superior interior pass
What
to
a
Mr.
play.
Moltz. Absolutely perfect.
Oh, boy. Almost got it to go. 54-48, 3:58 left. Blue still leading.
They are tenacious with a lead.
Good ball movement. Good movement without the ball.
Absolutely. That's the key.
Yeah, there's a little foul.
That was another good call by the official, right on top of it. Look at Mr. Heiser deal. Oh,
My goodness gracious. Now they're just putting on a clinic out here.
Clever
My goodness.
behind the back drop pass to a slicing Mitchell who laid it up smartly off glass. 8-point lead. Steal.
Well, there's a steal.
Got it back. Smart play by Gore.
Boom.
Ingerson doesn't miss too often when he's open.
56-50, 2:56 left.
I see Jay McCarl to our left has reemerged from the trainer's room. He may be able to finish this game out, and what a boost that would be to this green club.
Sure would. They need him.
Now they're going to run some clock. Boy, this is smart play here.
Sure is.
Green ball, touch it here.
Time, dark blue.
Boy, we had some hustle right in our
Boy,
laps
there was some action. Can we take?
Film, too. Y'all missed it.
Can we get a word while you're over? No, I guess not. All right. We'll try and catch him later.
Our action cam not working.
Where's that gym staff when you need it? The Convocation Center has an excellent facility, excellent staff, but we can't seem to get them out here. Well, Kenny, I don't know. This game is hotly contested coming down the wire. I think that both teams realize what they have to do. Jay has reemerged from the locker room, has got his nose repaired, and it looks like he's ready to re-enter the fray. So, obviously, with the intensity on both teams, what do you think this blue team's got to do? Well, let's. Blue team's got the lead. Let's talk about this green team. What do they got to do to get this ball game back up?
Can we get a shot of the scoreboard and we can set the stage here for what we've got here? 2:22 left in the game. Kenny Moltz's Big Blue Club 56, Jay McCarl's team 50. In order to come back, in my opinion, they've got to extend the defense full court, maybe put these guys on the line. I'm not so sure that they're a great free-throwing team. You don't have a lot of time. The clock will run on them. They have some timeouts, but they've got to force the action. And I think to do that, they've got a full court press. They've got to foul when they have the chance. And they can't waste any opportunities offensively.
Well, let's see who you're going to want to put on the line if you do decide to use that strategy. Heiser with a 50% average, and Rick Berry and Kenny Moltz all at 54%. So I think that you have a reasonable good chance with that strategy.
But they've got to score, and they've got to get good shots every time.
Oh, boy. Robbie? They're going to get Kenny Moltz over the back with that one. I think it's a reasonable call. You don't block
Absolutely.
a shot from behind the guy.
Absolutely accurate call. He had some ball, but he also got some arm and body.
So with 2:11 left, Robbie's got a chance to cut the lead to 4.
They need these two.
Certainly does. Oh my goodness. Robbie Ingerson, one of the better free throw shooters in the league, shooting 93% on the year. Very unlikely for him to miss. Sort of reminds me of that shot that you missed, my friend, when you had that game on the line. Do those kind of things come back to haunt you at night? And
I don't remember that one.
Oh.
When was that?
I don't really remember.
Ingerson missed them both. Wow.
Yes. Uh-oh. Well, now we got a chance. Good play. No match in that speed. John Marshall not going to stay with him.
You're right about that. Smart play by Ingerson, taking it right to the big guy, going to the basket.
And as you said, they picked it up full court. Smart move. Jay's back in the game for Danny Gore. And they can, ooh.
Foul's going to be on
Foul's going to be on Weisgerber, over the back.
Call.
Good position by Kenny Moltz. I like Kenny's new hairdo, by the way. It's rather avant-garde.
Well, he's always been on the edge of fashion since I've known him.
That's true. Uh-oh, costly turnover now.
Careless turnover.
1:30 left, lead at only 4. They got a chance to cut it to 2 here.
This game is far from over.
No question about it.
Need a good shot here.
Oh, good rebound by Wise. Oh, and I can't. Oh.
Boy, they're tenacious in there, though. Look at Mr. Davis.
Wise finally gets it to go, and the call. Oh, my goodness, after a lot of opportunities.
What tenacity by that green team. They stayed with it, they stayed with it, they stayed with it, and now they've got a 2-point ball game and a chance to cut it to 1.
You know, I'd just like to say in the words of that famous and beloved coach, Charles G. Lefty Drizel, we got ourselves a bowel game here.
There's no question about that, Lefty.
They call me Lefty. And Wise cuts the lead to 1 with 1:10 left in this ball game.
The pressure has bothered this blue team. They've committed 4 turnovers here in the last 2 minutes.
And they're keeping the pressure all the way out to the half court, so not giving anybody a break. Blue team being patient.
And remember, for one of these teams, it's sayonara. See ya 1987.
And they're still looking for that backdoor cut. Oh my goodness, and there'll be a little blocking.
Not a bad foul in that situation.
No, not at all.
Barry shooting just 54% from the line during the regular season.
1-1. 43 seconds left. Oh boy. Tough rebound. Oh, and it goes. Big bucket by John Marshall. Big bucket. So they're going to come down and take advantage of this offensive series.
Boy, there you have the miss on the front end of the 1-on-1. Lose the rebound, give up a bucket, and foul him in the process. Wow.
Timeout. Well, with timeout, 41 seconds left in the final quarter of the game, Blue has managed to stretch their lead to 3 points, 58-55 on that tremendous follow-up shot by John Marshall. And when they come out of the timeout, he'll be on the line to shoot 1, stretch that lead out to 4. So obviously they're down. They need 2 possessions. What are you going to do? What's your strategy if you're green?
Well, regardless of what happens here on the free throw, you got to come down and you've got to take the ball inside, and then you've got to crash 5 men to the glass. And when you do score, if you have a timeout, you take it. If you don't, you set up and you foul right away. Don't waste time. They've got a lot of time. 41 seconds is a lot of time. You can get 2, 3 possessions out of it, and they're not in that bad a position score-wise. Even if he makes this one, they're only down 2 possessions. So this game is far from over. I think if you're the blue team in this situation, you're going to want to play good, solid defense, and you're not going to want to let them get inside. You want to pack 5 men in the lane, and you want to make sure you control your own glass. Get those defensive rebounds.
Well, this is a big free throw, and John Marshall shooting 62% on the year, so has a chance to stretch it out to 4, as we say.
Imperative if it's a miss that the green machine controls.
40, as you said, 41 seconds, a lot of time.
He
And
got
there
it.
it is. Blue just going to pack it back in. Staying in their zone.
That's a big miss.
Boy, that is. My goodness.
Well, we had said before the timeout that you'd try to want to jam it down inside. They packed the defense, as you said. Ingerson was open, took a good shot, just didn't go. They still have a chance. They need a miss here. Whitberg can go a long way to continuing their season with a couple of free throws here.
32 seconds remaining. 4-point lead. Oh, there it is.
Boy, that was a good shot. Nothing but net for Mr. Berry. It's going to take him 3 possessions now.
Pushed out to 6 with this shot. There it is.
Got them both.
Boom, and there it is. Timeout.
Clutch shot by Bill Davis, and they needed it, and they called timeout immediately. Now they're only down 4. As soon as the blue team inbounds the ball here, you foul right away. You take your chances on the free throw line.
And who do you try to put on that line? As I said before, the team is really all about the same up and down through the ranks. So I think that the key is going to be not necessarily who you foul, but the fact that you need to foul them quickly with practically 0 expiring off the clock.
At this point in the game with 28 seconds left, you can't be choosy. You got to foul the guy with the ball.
Well, this has been a good game. This is not quite the romp that we witnessed in the first half of the semifinals. Been tightly contested in it, and this the losers bracket game. So these two guys, as you said, scrapping for their basketball lives in 1987.
All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see what the green team can do.
We got John Marshall inbouncing the ball.
Boy, they almost turned it over.
Oh, they did.
They
Oh,
did
look
turn
at
it
this.
over.
Right there. It's a wall.
Oh, Mike Dunn kicked it out of bounds. Unbelievable. They had a real good opportunity there. That was a smart foul.
We'll give him 1 and 1.
Oh, that really hurts. But
Boy, I tell you.
a good foul by Davis.
Smart play, though, just to really deny him a chance to get inbounds the ball. Play for that turnover right underneath. Almost had it happen.
Boy, they did have the ball in their hands. They just couldn't get it up.
Donnie Mitchell, 1 and 1. Oh, big miss.
Absolutely. The gate is still open. Let's see if they can slip through. Smart pass to McCarl. They need.
Yes.
Wow.
Time.
Clutch shot, J. McCarl from 17. They call timeout, and this game is not over. Not over at all. A big miss by Donnie Mitchell on the other end. 14 seconds to go. They're down by just 2 now.
Well, this certainly is exciting.
I'll tell you, the crowd is really on the edge of their seats at this point in the ball game. They're into this one.
Well, and they need to be. This is turned out to be a real barn burner, coming down and living by these long 15, 20 footers, and they just come down and shooting it, lighting it up, as they say. They're going to have to do it again, though. They're still 2 points down, so let's see if they can't force that turnover underneath.
That's right. Just 14 seconds ago, it was a Sunday walk in the park for this blue team, and 2 buckets later from long-range missiles, we've got ourselves a ball game.
Again, John Marshall will inbound some ball. They'll put Johnny Heiser back.
Last inbounds play, the last inbounds play, there was a lot of confusion. They got a turnover. Let's see what happens.
Well, they call that an intentional foul.
2-shot foul. In all fairness to the official, the claim by the Green Club was that he was going for the ball. All I saw was him definitely grab for the player. I think it was an accurate call.
Well,
He's still got to convert, though.
certainly does. Okay, Moltz. Just being the Rock of Gibraltar in this game for this blue team.
Boy, that was a
I'll tell
big
you.
shot, wasn't it?
Sure was. Only 1 second it expired off the clock. Oh, man. My goodness gracious.
Volleyball spiked by John Marshall on the block.
Excuse
That
me.
might do it.
Yes, I think so.
Boy, the green team doing a good job and getting every second out of this game that they possibly can.
As you can see on our scoreboard, 62-61 with 3 seconds left. So what do you do now if you're the green team?
If you're the green team, what you have to do, there's no question about it, you've got to get a 5-second call. You cannot let them get the ball in bounds. If they do, the game is over. If you put them on the line, the game is over. 5-second call is their only hope. I'm wondering if their coach realizes it.
Well, I don't know. If you foul before any time expires off the clock, put them in a 1-on-1, they still have that one last chance. I hope they realize that.
The problem,
and with Robbie Ingerson on the team, capable of launching it from 30, 40, I don't know, 50 feet, there's always that possibility. So I wouldn't count it out until the buzzer goes off.
well, you know, sometimes I wish I had a rocket launcher as a popular song, and maybe they've got one over there, but I'll tell you, if you have to go the length of the floor, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
You're better off drawing, maybe trying to draw a charge, maybe getting that 5-second call. That's your real best hope at this point. But give them a lot of credit for being scrappy and staying right with it. They've cut this lead to 1. 3 ticks of the clock left.
We'll see how they line up. Keep Wise back with Heiser.
That should do it. They executed an excellent inbounds play. They had Rick Berry streaking right up the left side of the court. They got it into him. 2 seconds to go. He can ice it.
1-on-1.
It's a 1-on-1.
Ooh.
Made the big first one.
2-point lead now. I think he can put this game away if he gets this
right
one
here.
down.
Oh my. Oh my. They got the mess they wanted and a violation. Well, that's a gutsy call at this
Sure
point in the
was.
game.
Well, call's a call though. Got to call him like the scene.
Absolutely. Give these officials some credit on another well-officiated game.
And there,
That's
that
it.
should take care of it. And that's the end of that ball game. We'll be right back with some summary stats and an interview with the winning team. Final score, the blue team led by Kenny Moltz, 64, Jay McCarl's green team, 61. We'll be right back. In the second game of the semifinals, the final score was the dark blue team led by Kenny Moltz, 64, and the green team by Jay McCarl, 61. For the scoring in the game, for the blue team, we had Donnie Mitchell with 8, Kenny Moltz with 27, John Marshall with 8, Rick Berry with 12, and John Heiser with 8. For the green team, it was Jim Weisgerber with 5, Jay McCarl with 6, Robbie Ingerson with 16, Bill Davis with 12, Mike Dunn with 18, and Danny Gore with 4. Well, we'd like to bring in right now a couple of the blue players to have a little word. John Heiser and Kenny Moltz. First of all, congratulations, you guys. You played a great game. We thought you played a great game. And in watching the thing, I've got to stand over here because my cord doesn't reach that far. But anyway, in watching the thing the whole time, you guys went out and took control of the game and got a lead and hung on the whole way. We thought your defense was just tremendous. But the most interesting part of the game was when they started to make alterations. You guys just were pounding the boards and getting these backdoor layups, and we just thought that you played a real good game. How do you feel going into the finals next week?
Well, I feel that, first of all, I'd like to say there was a total team effort, and we just take one game at a time. We can't really predict what we're going to do next week, but it was a total team effort for the victory today, and we played our tempo. We did what we wanted to do, and worked and paid off. We didn't try and force the ball up the court, and our turnovers were down. Took the ball inside and won the game.
That's true.
And I also like to say, especially proud that John played. He's only got about 25% of his left knee out there, and he really played a good game for us.
I was going to ask you that, Johnny, because we all know that you did get your knee kind of racked out in the last game. How are you feeling out there today? Were you moving a little bit slow, but then all of a sudden the fourth quarter, it was like magic time, cutting to the basket, getting these layups underneath, dealing out these assists and everything. We especially like the one that went between the green defenses, between their legs for the layup. We thought that was pretty good. But how is your leg feeling after this game?
It's a little tender yet. The original accident was skiing, and then last week I got sort of run over and re-injured it again, and it's come along pretty good now, though. And it's, you just have to take it slow with your injuries. And it's like Kenny said, it was just a team effort, definitely all the way.
You guys certainly did play good. Well, let's see. You go into the winners. I mean, the game next week against.
They'll be playing the Gray Club in the losers bracket for the right to meet that Wolfpack in the championship.
And of course, that's Jimmy McGinnis and Dave Berry's team, who were the regular season championships. Anything you're thinking about now about doing against them to try to get that game under your belt?
No, I'll have a whole week to think about it. During the regular season, we didn't beat that squad, but we didn't get a shot at them at the end of the year when we started getting better. But we don't have any plans as of yet. It might take me a whole week to think of the strategy.
Can we expect Ed Barrett to return for that game? I noticed that he's gone today.
Ed Barrett is on a mission with God. He blessed the team over the phone and said that we would win the game. God told him so, and we went out there and we won. So Ed must know more than I know.
Well, let's hope.
Hopefully he'll be back next week.
Good.
But I don't know for sure.
Okay, well, again, you guys really did play a super game, and congratulations. We'll see you next week in the next round.
Okay, thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Chad. You're welcome. Thank you.
That about wraps it up. We'll, as we said, be back next week to bring you the championship series continues. Also, we'll be bringing you day on the court for the Boys and Girls Club, as well as the Men's League All-Star Games from Greenbelt Junior High. So until then, for Kenny, Adrian, this is B Love. We'll see you later.